Hey, how's it going, Shaquille? How you doing today?
I'm doing well, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Congratulations first and foremost.
Much appreciated. Thank you. Thank you for your team. Thank you for all the hard work, the fantastic, the professionalism, the expertise. All of that came through. It was wonderful.
So, how does it feel to be an investor? A property owner, multi-unit property owner.
Yeah, it's still really hard to believe. I just got started, but I feel supported. I feel like I have the knowledge base that I need. I've learned from the MAP program. I've learned to get the team around you to make sure that you shore up those gaps in knowledge that you have starting out. So I feel secure. I feel like I know and I can trust these people that are. They have a prestigious background. The people that I'm working with, and that's because of the work that I went through in the program. So I feel good.
Excellent. Yeah, we've been working with a lot of our agents, even myself personally, for decades now, believe it or not. And so they're well familiar with not just the knowledge, but also the market. They're very familiar with what's going on. They're very in tune with the market.
Awesome.
Cool, cool. Now, share with us a little bit about the numbers, meaning number of units, cash flow, return, whatever you feel comfortable sharing.
Certainly. So this one is a duplex. I got the Excel or the Google sheet pulled up here. So we're probably looking at before taxes about 290 a month coming back. And I think that someone may think that that's low, but what I had to what I really learned about this experience is I first started out, I was like, okay, here's my income at a certain level. I'm at a certain level in my career. So I should be expecting a certain outcome and a certain amount that I'm getting from my first deal. And what I had to learn is I had to humble myself. It's not about how much I'm making on that first deal, it's about whether those numbers are correct and whether we're seeing the return that we're seeing in the cash on cash return, whether we're seeing those things properly. That's what mattered. So the the overall outcome of what I'm getting has me just ecstatic. The fact of the matter is I was not making that, just a month ago. And now because of the program and because of diligence in my focus, that's what I'm making. So we're going to be looking at 290, about 290 a month cash flow. And then when we're talking about value add, we should be looking at almost $400 a month just being handled. I'm letting in, that's before taxes, of course. So, after taxes are taken out, we're looking at a little bit under 400 or so. And with property management and things, and all of that is handled. The team has it set up, and all I have to do is replicate the process, go right back through it.
That's what it's all about. It's all about teams and systems. So once you have a good system in place and you have the right team in place, like you said, replicate, wash, rinse, and repeat. That's it. And that's how you slowly but surely start increasing that from 290 to 640 to $1,500 a month you're receiving in cash flow to $3,000 a month you're receiving in cash flow. You'll start seeing it. We call it the natural progression of a real estate investor, where your cash flow and your number of units is like this, and then it starts growing up like this
Yes, sir.
to really start rocking and rolling with it. All right, cool, cool. So it looks like your numbers. That's good, and I like your mindset that you challenge yourself because we get people, Shaquille, in which let's say they have 5,000. That's it, just bare minimum 5,000 to invest, and let's say they were going to receive $40 a month in cash flow, pure cash flow, and not doing a single task whatsoever. They have property management in place. They're just a passive investor. Some will still turn up the nose at $40 a month in cash flow because of the dollar amount. But the mindset is, hey, what if you had that 5,000 sitting in a savings account? How much return would you receive off of that? Would you think you would receive $40 a month from that? No, you wouldn't.
Mm,
And not just the tangible benefits, the return and cash flow, but what about intangible? You're now a part owner of an asset in which you can capitalize off the appreciation, doing rent increases, decreasing your costs. And when you decide to do a cash out refinance or sell it, you can realize those gains. So
that's
I'm glad you definitely thought that through thoroughly. So let me ask you this, Shaquille. What would you say to that person who's somewhat on the fence? They heard some things about the programs we offer, but they're just not so sure because with investing, there's risk. And what would you say to that person?
I would say that that is a valid concern. It makes sense, right? Of course, there's going to be risk in investing, but what you learn in this program is about mitigating risk. What you learn in this program is techniques and values and understandings, and it's really that mindset to understand that it's about learning these systems so that the risk and the fear goes away because of knowledge. The knowledge allows you to feel more comfortable, and it is in that comfort that you make your most intelligent decisions, because you're not fearing all of the different outcomes that, oh, I didn't think about this and I didn't think about that. The more you get together with a team of knowledgeable people, and that's what the program brings to you, you gain knowledge from them. And that's really why I appreciate this first example so much, because that monthly amount that I see on my charts, that represents a return on not just the actual physical money, but it represents a return on the knowledge that I gain. And that knowledge allows me not to be consumed by fear and to become hesitant, to become stagnant in that fear. I know that I understand this process, and the more I go into it, the more experience I gain, the more confident you become, the more you're able to mitigate those losses, those circumstances. Even when things go belly up, you're still able to recover because you have the knowledge to recover from that. So that you'll gain confidence if you trust the system, trust these professionals. They've been doing it for years for a reason. Trust them. They understand what they're doing. Trust their prestige, not just because they tell you, but because they've shown you that they know how to do it. I've seen that they know how to do it. I've experienced it. So that's what I would say.
Oh, I appreciate that, Shaquille. Yeah, and just be mindful too, Shaquille, that it's not just about the acquisition, which is the exciting part, right? Oh, I closed, got the property, the deeds in my business name, or I got the keys and all that good stuff. It's a celebratory moment, but the most important thing is the post close. Now, after the post close, we're still a resource. So if you happen to have any questions, you can always join our live Q&As that we have twice a week to ask any question you have about post management. Okay. And speaking of which, what I'd like to do is just end this now, so that way we can jump on a different recording to give you some tips about post management.
Sounds
All
good.
right. All right, let me go ahead and end this one, and I'll start the next recording. A second.